Do my hair.
I'll keep your spirits up, buddy. Don't worry.
I have to do my hair, organize my fucking headbands. Then, once it's 4...
How many headbands do you have?
5, 6.
1, 2, 5. Risa. Ah, there we are. We're live now. You're working on the computer. I'm working on a goofball JonTron design. It's gonna be fun today.
Doing more than just...
Don't worry, I'll keep your spirits up. That's my job.
Because once my time runs out to work on the computer, I have to install the LED lights on the bike right
yes.
today.
That was something I didn't have to worry about because I think I built it for me. And
wish the guy would have picked up my phone call yesterday.
man, no. So, out of curiosity, what is the 1 second, mute. What are the specs on the machine? Do you have a place where that is?
PC part list.
Okay, cool. I'll do that. Look into that. Thank you. And what I didn't hear the story exactly of how you resolved the whole issue with what's the GPU. What was your solution to that? I didn't get that story, I guess.
I didn't. Nick bought one. He bought 2 of them, and he offered to sell me one in installments.
Oh. Yay!
At that point, I was pretty much
Please,
prepared
it's
to
taken
suck
care
dick to get one. Not just suck dick, actually caress the balls too.
Well, there you go.
People think that that's
The deed is done for now, at least.
Because as soon as
And I mean, for goodness sake, what is it? Apple's been. I'm sorry, what?
As soon as he got this for me, every single tech channel basically was reporting, "Oh, their GPU prices finally returning to normal." No, they're not. They're not returning to normal. Not anytime soon.
Yeah, because Apple made that video, and I'm like, oh, goody, he can finally get one. Nope, guess not.
See, at this point, I have job money. But the problem is, job money doesn't mean a goddamn thing. Because now it's not a problem of job money.
Well, yeah.
It's about the ability of having the access to buy another one. Because with these excess parts, I can build another computer, but I first need another graphics card to do so. And I'm not going to be able to.
Yeah, this kind of reminds you. Did you see the? I know I sent you the link to it. The video from Kedikris. He said the exact same thing when he was trying to figure out all the rigmarole, with his computer situation. Like, he absolutely went through well, not like exactly the same, but it was very similar. Like, the fuck is going on?
Scalping people using GPUs for mining.
Yep.
Companies saying, we're going to make a GPU that only mines. And everybody just saying, oh, cool, we're just going to buy all those too. General havoc.
Yeah, it's been bullshit. I mean, like, I know I got my computer right before the lockdown. It arrived almost immediately before it all went down. And like, I have like an AMD in this, and I'm honestly like, I wish I could get to see NVIDIA, but to be honest, I'm starting to see more support for AI and neural network learning for AMD. So it's finally starting to come around. In fact, in Linux, which I'm kind of jealous, I've been watching a lot of some ordinary gamers and just drooling at some of the things he's able to pull off in VMs. Part of me wants to install Linux, but I know better not to do that at the moment, at least. But because I guess AMD is making a project or type of like thing where it's like, oh, it can run the same kind of, it emulates the same kind of neural network shit that's in all NVIDIA CPUs. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I want that. Oh, well. So, yeah.
That's whatever.
Because like, I personally just am impressed like by like how like 15 AI and all that stuff. No wonder's had a blast messing with that. And so is Rin over on Twitter. But I want to do it on my own terms because 15 AI always goes down every so often. I don't think it's still up yet, which is a damn shame.
As far as it goes, I don't care about Team Red or Team Blue or Team Green. I'm a fucking PC.
Oh no, I like I said, I don't really. It's not the team thing. Is what I'm just more like. I want to be able to use what I have. I guess I don't know. I just want. I just want to be able to make cool shit and push the boundaries of it. I guess.
My entire thing is I want to have a computer.
Right now, only like AMD has been really behind on that. Oh, I know.
Well, I didn't finish my sentence. My entire thing is I want to have a computer that will enable me to be able to begin doing the projects that I want to do. But I've never been able to do because I didn't have a PC that was either strong enough, fast enough, or had the reliability. Because I have counted over the years since I've technically started my career, which at this point is pushing 3 years now. It will be 3 years in September. And the amount of times where a person
similar to mine, yes,
to me directly, oh, I'd watch Carl's stream, but nah, his computer is too bad, or he doesn't play the games that I want to watch, or whatever fucking thing it ever was. Or the amount of times somebody's left the Discord.
Yeah, I can go.
And they've told me, oh, well, you see, it was just, there's nothing happening here. Or somebody tries to come into the Discord to try and raid it for troll purposes, and they're like, huh, don't you see, his shit's always dead. On one hand, I already know, because many times when people ask me this, it's a conversation that I have. Because people don't understand that I understand the media side of this very, very intimately, especially when it comes to the actual statistics, because all of us have the ability to look at our numbers and see how things are. But because I happen to work in a field where, for generally mocking purposes, people try to play up these numbers as though they are anything other than what they are, it'll be times where there is a nugget of truth in these kinds of things, especially when it's concerning dealing with Jake and setting Jake up like a fucking idiot. I'm not going to lie, it was very annoying and it stung me very much to be told, oh, you're too fucking poor to play on our level. But it's like, yeah, but I don't have the money to work with
and yet, here I am.
Especially when it comes down to somebody who has money saying to you, well, why is it that people won't ever ask for help? They're too proud, that's why. And in the same thing, you smash cut to, this motherfucker's poor! He can't buy proper things! It's very much schoolyard taunting and schoolyard bullying. And when the people tell you, oh, well, I wanted to join the server, but then the server's dead, and it's like, I'm not active in it. Nothing happens. And it's like, well, nothing happens because I have to work. Realistically, they're telling me, oh, well, you're not doing enough things to hold my interest. Therefore, I'm leaving and not coming back. That shit personally affects me on the level of, well, see, there's things I could be doing, but I can't do those things because I have to do these other things. I can't focus on streaming when I want because it takes me an hour to set everything up and ensure nothing's going to burn down. I have to pre-stream something and figure out by recording it if I can even be capable of recording it, because if I don't, then I'll have to switch stream from whatever it was I was doing before to something that's stable that won't conk my computer out. And unfortunately, we're in a meta where Twitch and most companies don't give a shit about how their games are received. It's always about who can hold the biggest audience and growing based on that and being able to stream with other people during those times. And that's not fun, because there are many times amongst people who we consider mutuals and soldiers where I've asked them, hey, I'd like to do interviews with you. Hey, I'd like to stream with you. Hey, it'd be really nice if you could help me with this thing that I'm working on. And they fucking left me on red. I'm not going to say the names. The people who I'm talking about know exactly who they are. But it's like, this also affects the mental state of my ability. Because, especially now, working at this job, since I'm away from my computer for 12 hours a day, that's another 12 hours where I have nothing that I can do to increase my quote-unquote size or notoriety outside of what I can do at work, which is how the TikTok came about. Because I was sitting down talking to Jay about it one night, and I'm like, I think I'm going to make a TikTok as an experiment. And because there's a whole bunch of cringe on there. Plenty of cringe on there.
Oh yeah, I mean, Gundam keeps telling me I need to post my stuff on TikTok. I need to. Let me tell you, Carl, I do get entirely what you mean here. Because honestly, this is something that haunts me at night too.
It's like, it's just too fucking much. There's so many lost opportunities where things fly by me. Right now, I still have a video that I need to work on that I've kind of slowly, one, lost motivation on, and two, forgotten what needs to go in it. And I have to sit down and think about it for a bit so that I can finish it. Then after that, I have to work on the shark mocking video where I go through the shit that I had from the live stream, put it all together so that people will also complain about that and basically have their thing, because that's another thing that comes with it. The reason I've been tending towards live streaming more and having presentation shit is because that doesn't require me having to play something other than videos in the background and talk over it. It's easier. It's less. There's no editing. Number one, I can just.
I mean, that's probably why Gundam, for example. Oh, sorry.
It's like there's no editing in it. I don't have to do much editing. I
Go
can
ahead.
Look at what's there, talk about it, and then clip pieces out of it that I need. Put that on Twitter. Put that on YouTube. Make it a highlight for Twitch, and it does what it's supposed to do. You know. When it comes to the editing, that requires time, requires research, requires interest. If I could do a fact-finding stream and then clip that and make that into a video, that's easier on me. You know?
Especially this.
It's not like I don't.
Setup you have. I mean, it's half the reason why I think. I mean, Gundam Sorry.
It's not like I don't want to do the research. It's not like I don't want to sit down and drop a video like what Technicals just dropped concerning the Sky House with #ApologizesSky. But it's like, there's only so much of my time and so much of me that I have, and it just keeps evaporating into nothing. So I don't know what to do from there at that point. And it just keeps piling and piling and piling and piling. And there are some people who legitimately ask these questions and they are super concerned and do want to know these answers. But for every single one legitimate person who asks these things, there's always over 100 that just come out of nowhere. And it's like last night when I posted me and the timer on the screen with how long it's taken me to build it. Someone came along and said, "Oh bro, it took you fucking 5 hours to do this?" Yes! Yes! I've never built a computer before. What do you mean? And then they're like, "Oh, bro, I didn't know." What do you mean you didn't know? Why would you even ask me that question? And then act surprised by the answer. Is that shit?
Like, no, I get it. No, I preach to the choir on these things, Carl. I've had very similar situations in the back of my mind, especially. Like, I could be making a lot of money doing VTuber rigs. I've had a lot of people that, but at the same time, like me personally, it's not what I want to do. I like animating. I like rigging things to animate. It's a catch-22 in a way.
Yeah. For me, it's like the line between what is Carl's content, and my content has always been looking at cringe, giving my opinion about things that happen in the culture, and then playing video games on top of it, preferably at the same damn time. And so far, I've had to pick one at a time. Either I'm playing video games, or I'm doing that, or I'm doing this. Realistically, there's no reason...
I need to stream more myself.
Like, realistically, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to play video games and talk about these things at the same time.
But go on ahead. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Like, I should be able to do these things at the same time. But it's just been so constant. The constant setbacks. Losing one job, having to get another, having to sit on my ass and watch time fly by as I try and find something to do for work or to do for money. Constantly having my money drained because I have a fucking thief in my house that doesn't care about anyone else other than himself. Finding out that that person's a crack thief, having to throw them out, needing to hire a new locksmith to change the locks, having to pay for excess bills and excess expenses that shouldn't have had to be paid for in the first place, because it shouldn't have been a problem in the first place. All these things go into it, and the people outside, and people even inside, that are supporters, are wondering, what the fuck am I doing? Like, it's a lot of pressure at once. And the people who are
No,
there.
I did.
What? What? I don't know what you were saying. What?
No, continue. Oh no, I think there's probably just a bunch of just like you could cutting in and out. So like when I try and edge in, I accidentally bump into you continuing on. So I that's all.
Okay. But it's like the people
No worries.
who are
No worries.
legitimate supporters deserve to know what the fuck is going on. But then every so often, there are the people that have a passing affection for what I do, who don't actually follow anything. They only show up for drama, or to hear about me break down drama that they want to hear. And then they ask these questions, and when I give them the answers, they expect me to give it to them the way that they want. Hello, TK. And it's infuriating, honestly. Because there are those who deserve to have the answers, because I don't take people's money. I want them to know where it's going. That's why I have a precedent of showing everything I do on fucking camera. Because the last thing someone's going to accuse me of is being a thief. But on top of it, there are the people who are like, well, you know that he's a clout chaser. And it's the kind of individuals like Shark that come out of fucking nowhere and do it just simply so they can throw shade off of themselves and onto someone else. And when those people come around, and they come to try and poke and prod and ask these questions, and I give them the answers that they ask for, but they then say, oh, you didn't have to be rude about it. I kind of do, actually. Because now you're not even treating me like a human being. You're treating me like I'm an entertainment machine. You put in your money, and then you expect me to give you the entertainment you want, but freely of myself. I'm not going to debase myself underneath someone so that they can give me a fucking smile at my own fucking job. It's very serious in that consideration, because at that point, if the material that I'm putting together is the product, as well as myself being the product, since I am also a streamer, but I don't put my personality into it, and people can't even give me the time and the ability to be respected when I say, hey, look, I'm trying to make these things work, I'm trying to present this shit, trying to get through it, please hold on just a little bit longer. And people decide to throw me into the goddamn waste bin because, he didn't do the thing that I wanted. That means he's trash, so I'm just gonna throw him away and move on to the next person who'll give me what I want. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Dude, the fuck? It's dude. Constant. And that's just constant at this point. Every single week, there's a new person who will follow and then unfollow, who will join the Discord and then leave the Discord, and then will directly at me or will add into conversations about me, about shit that's unconfirmed and biased that they heard from an outside source. And then when I look into who that is, turns out it's a fucking liar. It's somebody who knows nothing about me and only heard from someone else's mouth.
Believe me, I'm trying to get myself off the ground. I know the feeling, man. To an extent, not the exact. I will be perfectly frank. I mean, you are someone who has the patience that I could only dream to have. I don't know how you do it, but alcohol. I just want to make sure I say that because, like, yeah,
mostly alcohol. Where did I put?
Yeah, I know that I did.
I had the second bag when I came back from the washer on the bed. It's mostly alcohol.
Let's see.
And understanding that these things are supposed to pass, but they're not just passing like kidney stones. They're passing like fucking aortic arrhythmia, or an aortic infarction on top of a kidney stone.
I mean,
what? It's like one good thing happens.
I mean, to get. I was gonna say,
like one good thing happens, and then 10 bad things happen.
I mean, for goodness sake, I mean, to give you a bit of background on me, Carl, I mean, and I guess a similar thing, it's like, okay, for the last 2 years, like, I've been trying to build myself up and build a repertoire of skills, you know, like, I've probably mentioned before, I don't know if everyone knows this little bit, but, like, the whole reason why I started, like, the instigating factors for me learning how to animate were Thundercats Roar and fucking High Guardian Spice. Like, I basically thought to myself, I could learn how to animate now and do better than these assholes could do as soon as these shows fail. Because I knew they were going to fail. I knew that this reaction was a new thing. people are getting pissed. And I'm like, eventually there's gonna come a point where these people cannot keep funding these fucking vanity projects, and they're gonna have to tighten their belts. And well, what do you know? COVID kind of just accelerated that. I mean, right now, effectively, if the guesstimation of that, what is it, the article in Hollywood Reporter or wherever it was, no, it was
I don't remember who wrote the article, but I know it had
but
something to do
essentially
with the women in creators basically imploding.
Oh yeah, the basic. I mean, how Doomcock put it. I first watched it when Midnight's Edge covered it, but essentially it was an admission that yeah, we fucked up, and basically the war is over, and Favreau's vision is the one that should be going forward. I recommend Midnight's Edge's video because they brought a guy on who basically knows the stuff like the back of his hand and what it's used for, like how like there's certain magazines and grades and the various ways they're used to help push the narrative in Hollywood. And essentially, it's heading in the direction she's just going to be out. I mean, for goodness sake, what is it? Indiana Jones 5 is a fucking train wreck of a production. I don't even think it's good. I'd be surprised if Harrison Ford survives it or doesn't just walk away entirely saying, I'm done. This is ridiculous. I'm surprised he has the patience to be dragged back on set before he got his injury. But my point, Carl, is because I just realized I've already get something to eat, but I'm like, wait, no. My point in all this, Carl, is this: I know that feeling of like, shit, I could be doing so much more, and I was just describing this to a counselor the other day. I was like, I have like my mind is all tangled between juggling IRL shit, juggling like stuff I want to do, figuring out that, all that stuff, and it's like I'm almost there. Like my mind, I've never been so clear and focused in that regard, or just mentally momentum. I'm losing weight and all this other stuff. It's like it's awesome, but like I don't know how to describe it. It's just the mind is. I want to do it, but it's just sorting it all out, and that takes a lot of stuff. It's like I have my job I wanna focus on, and or my day job that I keep, and there's everything else I want to go. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Nathan for short. Twitch wouldn't accept my normal name. Okay.
Hey, Nate, welcome.
I'm just slowly getting the things that I need for work prepared before I start doing anything. That way, if I have to hop, skip, and jump and leave sooner than expected, I can.
That's probably a good idea. Make sure you have stuff ready for work before you start. Good plan.
What?
That sounds like a good plan.
I have to do.
Oh, that's perfect.
Traffic is.
I would do the same thing.
Traffic is fucking killer on the way.
I would do the same thing.
It's on the way up and worse on the way down. So many fucking hills.
Okay, so it is the way to work, yeah. And my brother rides his bike to the bike stop before he goes to work, but at the same time he works same company I do actually.
Problem here is
Both are janitors who clean up the puke at your school.
When I say horrible, I mean they use the cars as though they are extensions of their bodies, and then get surprised when a bike enthusiast or when a cyclist basically starts shouting at them when they pull into a transit knuckle. Sit there.
Oh, believe me, there was a funny story that happened a few weeks ago that was like that.
Like, I thought I was supposed to sit on my phone and just wait here until the light turned red.
No, they always look at you like you're the problem. Like, how dare you tell me how I drive? I have and I will tell you, get mad at you. Watch me. Makes me nervous.
It fails to surprise me.
My hometown is a mess at times.
any regard. It's something to slowly have to. But it's never fun to deal with. Never stops being a problem. Every single time I have to go out and ride the bike, it's concerned. There's never a time of day where it's not going to be like that, because since my job has me coming in the beginning of what is the evening, it is people either going home on their commutes, or people who are about to go
Oh, God.
passes for a nightlife down here. They just don't fucking drive correctly.
No, I just realized what you're mentioning. Yeah, whenever I go to my parents' place this time of year, it's a mess.
Technically, this is a college town, but there's a whole bunch of restaurants. But these restaurants, the ones that are still open that weren't crushed into goddamn dust from lockdowns, are always spattered around certain parts of town. Mine just happens to be in that transit point between what's uptown, midtown, and downtown. Uptown is basically almost all rich people and retirees. So usually the people who are not driving correctly are their kids that don't respect the rules of the road anyway. But the retirees that are just going out and about their fucking business, they are usually in their houses, because that's the majority of my neighbors.
God, it just dawned on me, Carl, how...
What?
It just dawned on me. Our town is basically also kind of a college town. It has a local college, and I'm literally smack dab in the middle of it.
We have a state college.
I was talking.
Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, it's like where I'm located is right. But like, I kid you not, I got into an argument with a gentleman. Like, he basically followed me where I was driving. We talked it out, and basically both realized we were both as fed up with the people on the road as we were. And basically, what one person did was what the other person would have done that same situation. And it was actually kind of funny because we both fucking hated all the crazy people on the roads, like and the kids. But the problem is, like in my town, we're on a river, and like that's the biggest fucking bottleneck in the area. Oh lordy.
Many such cases.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it's not usually like that here. Most of the rivers, valleys, and bends in the roads that would cause such a problem have more or less been identified. The problem that we have is that because of our lovely democratic quality of government choosing to do fuck all about things like potholes, sidewalks, roads just never get handled. There is several parts of several places, including the right road on the way to work, where the sidewalk just becomes a hill with absolutely no way to do anything. And not just a hill with a very sharp drop in front of a Country's Barbecue, the giant parking lot on the right side of the road. There's a sidewalk on the left side of the road because there's a shopping plaza directly next to it that then leads over to our Lowe's, which then leads into an even bigger shopping plaza, which then leads to what we have as a strip mall. But that sidewalk just doesn't go anywhere. So if you're not paying attention, or worse, if somebody just decides, oh no, you're not going to be able to get on the side of the road, Mr. Biker, there's a 90% chance you're falling down a cliff.
That sucks.
So either you go onto the left side of the road, or you're just fucked and you're getting off your bike and you're walking past there. And every single time a car passes by you, they're going to look at you like you're an asshole, because they don't seem to understand that your alternative is to get yourself massively injured, or just take the 5-minute walk towards the end. Because the sidewalk just stops at both ends. It's like they built over it to make space for the parking lot. I need to wash my hands.
Oh, okay. Oh, geez, that sucks.
Hair products on my hands.
I'm just working here on this JonTron model that's coming out. Nice. Excuse me. All right. Heavy traffic seems to breed dangerous drivers. I cannot agree with this more, because that's honestly how I become bad at driving. Is I see all these people going absolutely like, say, driving laws. It's nice, being nice to people on the road. Speed limits. What's that? And I just like, it makes me say, why do I want to follow these rules when no one else is? You know.
I'm pretty sure that's a Family Guy gag.
What? What? The merging of the lanes without looking.
Yes.
I remember that one. I was just watching a bunch of remixes of it the other day. That's one of my favorites, actually. Oh.
Was that Nicholas?
But it's more like everyone's just so like.
No, I thought I heard him in the voice chat. No, he's not here yet.
Oh, okay.
On the
No,
low,
it's only you and me right now.
On the low, he said he was gonna be back from work by 2:30, but he is not here yet. Oh. Also, hello everybody.
Mr. Impatient here.
Hello, Jordan.
Sandwich. Oh. Ah, man. This John Tron model looks fucking fantastic so far.
Alright. This is there, that is here. Boo-doo-doo-doo, bada-da-bing, beep-da-bow, bada-da-boom. Disconnect. Safely disconnect. Connect the boot media, please. Computer, please. Please, computer. This is not the time to start lagging.
Store stuff.
There we go. Eject USB 2.0. Wonderful. Turn this off. Right.
That's a good idea, Nate. I kind of want to see Lovecraft's grave. And accidentally stumble into Innsmouth on the way.
Oh, I actually don't have to keep these things in here. I should probably put hair care shit into the bathroom. Because this is where the computer's going to go. I should keep this as clutter-free as possible. Now that I think about it, I'm going to have to get a completely new gaming controller, because then I'm going to need to have to use an Xbox controller probably to play video games with Steam. If I don't buy an outright Steam controller.
I honestly, I either use a keyboard and mouse or I use a Steam controller. I have mine from the olden days.
I didn't even get a Steam controller. I could afford one.
I got it back in the day when I actually had a job at Walmart.
You know how relieving it is that when I look at a product that I need, I don't have to say to myself, next time. I can actually say, oh wait, no, I can buy that right now. You know how stress relieving it is to look at something and be like, I can't buy that. Wait, no, yes I can.
That's always a good feeling. Let's see.
Overtime money. That's the downside. It's overtime money. Mandatory overtime has been the greatest detriment out of all of this shit that has caused these mental convulsions that I've been describing. But in the wholesale of it, the money is what has been able to do it, because that's what I've been missing this entire time. If I remove every other factor, including notoriety, the thing that has been holding me back has been money. Oh, look, there's Nick. Get in the green room, you bastard. We've been waiting for you.
Oh, you're mean.
I am mean today. Mm-hmm. It's the start of a new work week, which means I have to go into that building and look at a motherfucker named Dexter. And this motherfucker just infuriates me to my goddamn core. It's like... No, he actually is a nigga Carl. He actually is a nigga Carl. This man is an unfaithful piece of shit who's trying to bang one of the other temporaries who works with us.
Nigga Carl.
He doesn't actually play video games. He plays story video games like The Last of Us and Dad of War. But then has the audacity...
Oh god, it's one of them.
And then has the audacity...
Oh man.
And then has the audacity to say, oh no, but I'm on a PS5 because I can't fuck with fucking... I can't fuck with Xbox. And I said to this man's face, one game. I don't know why. I bought a PS5 with no games to buy. And he looks at me like, what are you even saying? And I'm like, are you sure? Do you not know that all of your games are being sent to Steam? Y'all literally have fucking nothing.
Sent to Steam or Xbox Game Pass, which is basically Steam, but, you know, Microsoft.
What I find so funny about it is, remember back in the PS3 era, where the phrase PS3 has no games came from?
Which is funny, because by the end of that cycle, the PS3 had a bunch of fucking masterpieces and classics on it.
Yeah, and so everyone forgot.
Which were ported to PC, but it's just funny.
There was an old, I think, shout out to him, an old Capped Pan short little YouTube poop. It was just a bit more of a shit post. He's finally back on the YouTube poop scene finally, but it was like a 5-second unaired PlayStation 3 ad, and it was basically so PlayStation. I just got my PS3. What you got for me? And that one guy just stands there awkwardly. And then he goes, PlayStation. I think I have it. Let me go hunt it down. I should have it in my playlist of...
It's funny because there's still, like, some of the cheap... If you could find an old PS3, like, even if you don't care about any of the games on it, although I don't know why you wouldn't, it's still an amazing, extremely cheap Blu-ray player. That's
exactly.
Really good.
And it has connections via component. So if you really wanted to... You could pirate from it if you. Believe me, I've.
So that's how you do it. Because I'm gonna need to do that with my.
No, I don't do that. I don't do it that way. Actually, I have an old LG Blu-ray drive, like USB 2.0, that I can easily hack and install. Basically, I think it's called Libre drive. Either way, I use Make MKV. That's the easiest way. I used to do the other method before, but that was basically like.
I can't even fucking read the goddamn. It makes it so that I can't actually read the Blu-ray discs I legally own on my computer. I have to use an authorized.
Wait, do you have
Blu-ray
Blu-ray?
player.
Do you have a Blu-ray drive?
Yes.
Okay, dude, just Google Make MKV. It'll save you a lot of headache.
I have it. It's just annoying that I have to rip it. I can't just directly play it.
Oh, dude, you think that's bad?
Otherwise, I wouldn't rip it. Thanks, fucking Sony. You created a pirate where none would have existed, and you allowed me to buy.
You do realize that it's ironic you say that, because that's exactly why the Sony the PlayStation 3 hack happened. We just want to run Linux, Sony. We just want to run Linux. Oh no, you can't. And that's when the PlayStation 3 security came crumbling down. I was there for it. I enjoyed seeing that come up.
As a homebrew, or just a fucking machine. It's great.
I envy. It's so stupid. Like I have a PlayStation 4 that's hacked, and I wish it was as easy to use and hack as the PS3, because like you basically every time you turn it off, you have to like do it again, and like the firmware I'm on, like it's like a 1 every 10. The WebKit exploit will work or reboot, or I don't even know. But it's worth it. It's honestly worth it just to play Final Fantasy VII on a baseline PS3 with 60 frames per second. You got that right.
So how's it going, Coral? I can't see because I'm driving.
He's putting compressed air in at the moment. I can give you a play-by-play.
That would actually help. me and the audience, who is probably also doing things and watching Carl suffer for no reason because he did the hard part last night.
Good.
This is just. He's like, you abandoned me. It's like, no, I said I'd stay for the most difficult part that you might actually break something. Which is
First
the
off,
CPU and the cooler.
I was being hyperbolic.
That's done. Were you?
Awkward silence is never a good sign for Carl.
He's staring at the screen, but I'm literally driving. So.
I know you're literally driving. But first off, I was being hyperbolic. But secondly,
called it.
In childbirth, the midwife doesn't just say, "Aight, girl, you're already crowning. My work here is done. I'm leaving. You got this."
A midwife also gets paid, though.
You are getting paid. What the fuck do you mean?
I'm getting reimbursed. It's alright.
We all have fun here. We all have.
No.
All I heard.
I mean, I'll still answer questions after you build it. It's not like this is your only chance for me to help you, man. Come on.
Good old friends to the end.
If they're not sexually extorting you,
friends like this, who needs enemies?
If they're not sexually extorting you, are they really your compadres?
Friends, fellas, is it gay to the? Can't even. JonTron is almost done. Awesome. That didn't take as long as I. Well, it's. I mean, like just setting it up and making sure the body is accepted. Talking to me or Carl?
You said JonTron. I wasn't sure. Like video, it's like, oh, you're ringing him in SFM. Never mind.
No, not for SFM. Actually, for Blender. I am formally beginning to walk away from SFM mainly because I prefer Blender. It was